No one should be in any doubt. There is a tidal wave of Omicron coming, and I'm afraid it is now clear that 2 doses of vaccine are simply not enough to give the level of protection we all need.
Look at me now and say that there is no turning back, and maybe we should take it slow, but I won't go.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If your first time stopping here today, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification button so you'll be the first person to see all my videos when I post them. And to my returning subscribers, thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you guys for tuning into today's video. I'm actually changing locations because I'm in my workspace, so I have to do this video here. It's a quick one actually because I want to address something very important. I think yesterday there was the UK government made a news about the Omicron, and that people who have not had the first, second and the booster vaccine are liable to get the Omicron. It's been crazy since morning. People have been on the calls calling to book their boosters, those who haven't had the first dose, those who haven't had the second dose, and those who have not had the booster. They've all been calling and they want to book their booster. I think in the queue there are like 13,000 people that want to book the booster, and it's really crazy. Most of them want these boosters booked before the end of the year so they can take the vaccine, while some is just roll over to next year, which is January. And some callers are not really so patient to be able to let them book and receive their vaccines next year. They want it actually done, and I think what the government has done has just made it a bit of a rush, and citizens are really so craving. Like, you know, when this whole COVID started at the initial stage, that there was like going to be shortage of food items and such a shortage of things in the UK. People started running. You know, then tissue papers were no longer available in the supermarket. This is the same thing that is happening right now. Like, people are calling. This morning has been a lot of rush. People are actually calling to book the booster, to book their first and second dose, because they are scared of the Omicron and all of that. And I'm just asking to myself, like, what's this whole thing about this Omicron? Like, is it going to be the same as the COVID-19? When COVID came, the whole system was shut down. People were asked to work from home. Some persons couldn't travel. Some people lost their job. Is it the same thing that's going to happen now that this Omicron is coming next year? It's just, this whole information has just come in December or November, and it's already looking like next year is going to be a bit of a hard time for people to be able to cope with their lives. I can't just imagine what's really going on around the world. Like, I don't know, things are just gradually going to shut down. People's lives are just being held to a fact that a particular virus is just going around and everyone has to do something about it. And to think that the booster that they've been asked to take, people who took the booster are still not protected, because I believe when next year comes, there is some sort of vaccine that will be asked that people should take, just because to protect themselves from this whole Omicron. And I feel like this Omicron is not just the only virus that is still that is going to be in the air, or is still going to be around the world. I think there are other viruses that are going to be introduced by whoever is bringing them up. I don't know if this aspect is this whole thing is just to eat up money, or just to put the world on a standstill. It's really sickening. And to think that all vaccination centers in the UK are all sort of booked. Like, you're checking to book a booster, and you find this vaccination center, just to blink your eye, is no longer available. The date is no longer available. The time is no longer available. To the extent they've asked like 12 years to start taking the first dose and the second dose, and they've actually been doing that. They can't even book for their children because there is no vaccination center or vaccination location that is available for them to book. And to think that Even the walk-in centers are rejecting people that are coming for walk-ins that could not book on the website. It's really crazy because I actually don't even know what it is that is going on around the world. Like, so many things are just happening at the same time. You're asking citizens to book for their boosters, and yet there is no vaccination center that is available for them to book. There is no vaccine. I could tell you that it's just the Pfizer, Moderna, the AstraZeneca is not even available, and people who react to the Moderna and the Pfizer, is difficult for them to even take any sort of vaccine. And some people who are immune suppressed, they can't even take any other vaccine. Like, they go to their GPs and their GP tell them go and call 119, and they call 119, their records are not updated. They've had the first and the second dose. Even to think that people who traveled abroad, who had their first and second dose abroad, when they come to the UK, they want to take the booster, their vaccines or their certificate is not even recognized in the UK that they've had. So it's all so crazy. Like, so many things are happening at the same time. People are frustrated. Like, you are asking that this particular vaccine should be taken before they can do things in their life, and you're making it so difficult. No vaccination centers, there's no Moderna, there is no Pfizer. If there's Pfizer, if there's Moderna, there's no AstraZeneca. That is sort of so mixed up of so many things, and really it's really tying people down. Like, what are your thoughts? Do you think that taking this booster will really help people who are prone to the COVID-19, suppress this sort of virus? Do you think taking the booster will help them contain this virus? Do you think that there will be sort of another kind of vaccine that will be introduced after this booster? Because even with the booster, people still call to say, oh, they have COVID-19. It's really tiring. It's sickening because I don't really know what to do. Just pray that this whole thing ends when it should. It should just end next year or just end this year, because this Omicron is just sort of, when the COVID-19 came in, the whole year was shut down. I just have this perceptive that this is what's going to happen when 2022 comes. The Omicron is just going to be another sort of way that every other thing is going to be told to go on a standstill. I don't even understand. Vaccination centers are limited. Vaccines are limited. There are a lot of people who have not had their vaccines, their first dose, their second dose. I have had my first and I have had my second. I'm yet to take the booster because my age group are not yet eligible to take the booster. But people who are immune suppressed, people who have underlying health condition, are already advised to take the booster ahead of their age group, which most of them are doing, and some of them are not able to because their system are still not updated with the NHS website that they are able to take the booster. So it's really tiring. I don't know what was happening. I just keep on getting updates about what is going to happen today. There have just been a lot of callers. You go on the NHS website, you want to book. The NHS website was actually crashed for 2 or 3 hours today. People couldn't book. People couldn't even amend their appointments. People couldn't even update their records that they've had their first and second dose and they want to take the booster. The queue on the website alone was about 7,000. Calling the NHS 119 today was about 10,000, 13,000 people on a queue. It's been like a hassle. Like, it's been really difficult for agents to even think of having a breath or having a moment for themselves to just think. You're ending a call and someone else is calling back. Been in a queue for like 2 hours, 3 hours, still yet it's still not your time. It's really tiring because I don't know what is happening. You are saying people should take the booster and centers are limited, vaccines are limited. There are no certain sort of vaccines that are available for citizens to take. Thank you guys for listening to my rants. Thank you for watching this video. Please, if this is something that's of interest, you have your opinion about this particular vaccine, the Omicron variant, or whatever is happening in the world, please drop your comment in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do well to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.